going? And welcome back. We are here with the Yamaha THR editor software, which, as you can see, is pretty basic. So this is the THR 10 amp that I picked up today at Long & McQuade. I thought I'd give you guys a basic software tutorial because there's really not much to know. There's different models of amps within this thing. What they really are, we really don't know. You got clean, you got crunch, you got lead, you got Brit high, you've got modern, you've got bass, you've got ACO acoustic, which really does a pretty neat job with the electric guitar, but makes your acoustic electric guitar sound freaking awesome. And then we have flat response that apparently has nothing to do with guitar. It has to do with other instruments that you plug into this little puppy. So, pretty neat. So, really all we have here for amplifier control on any of these channels is basically your gain, your master, your bass, your mid, your treble, and whatever kind of cabinet you want. And in that we have 4x10, 1x12, British 2x12, 4x12, American 2x12, and of course American 4x12. And this is going to be a cab simulator simulating these particular cabs. So tonal things definitely do change, which is kind of really cool. Now I personally really didn't care much for whoever programmed whatever the last time on this amp. I reset it. Still didn't like some of Yamaha's stuff on the clean. It was really, oh my goodness. And some of the other effects, as far as amp choices go, really wasn't overly thrilled. So you tweak things. So anyways, you know, going with a 4x12 sound, you know, you're going to get a certain kind of sound. I don't know how well this is going to pick up. It's the mic on my iMac, so yeah, we'll see. So if we want to change that cabinet to something like a 1x12, and British 412. So anyway, you can mess around with the cabs all you want. One of the neat things about this is nothing gets saved unless you choose to save it by pressing the button on one of the corresponding 5 memory banks. So you can do whatever you want. If you want just clean tones in different ways, you can do 5 presets of that if you want, and you know, just manually scroll through the other stuff. It's kind of your thing, right? So it does have a fair amount of flexibility this way. Now you do have a compressor, which you can have either as a stomp or as a rack. Now once you press the compressor on, it might not sound very good. So you might want to forget the compressor altogether. And the idea is here is you want on a clean channel the cleanest that you can get it to your what you want. So if I was to go to something like user bank number 3, now that has an American 4x12 I've programmed in with all these settings. It's a lead channel. Now if I go back to number 1, which is my clean, we're back to the 4x10. Because I didn't save anything. You have to press and hold on the user button. So whatever you set up in here for your effects, be it a chorus effect, you don't need to turn the knobs on the amp. Actually, you just adjust everything from up here. You just click on a corresponding thing, like let's say this is bass at half. Say we want I don't know, more full bass, pretty well, right? we can do that. We can pop the mid up and maybe pull the bass back. Whatever, right? But so if you visualize that setting on clean, what we've got there, and we'll go to number 2, which is crunch. I might play around with that one a little bit more. I think it needs a bit of mid. But going back to number 1 again, you'll notice that our settings are back. Because I haven't saved anything, it remembers what I last saved into the amp and programmed in, so we're safe. We're not going to screw anything up. Okay, so until you press the memory button and you hold it for a couple seconds while it saves it, unless you do that, whatever you do here on screen, ain't going to affect the amp when you flip between channels or turn it off and go back again. Now you do have extra control, of course, with delay. You have some extra effects with the chorus and whatnot. So if you want a chorus effect in there, you can pop that on. And you can change the depth, the mix, the speed. So when you're dialing, say, your chorus effect in via the amp. Now, if you programmed something in with chorus right now, and you saved this, if you touch the chorus dial, or the dial that has chorus on the amp, you will override these settings. They'll just default back, and then you just work with that amount of scoop you get before you hit the next effect. So that's kind of a given on that one. So, but anyway, I don't want the chorus effect as part of my clean amp. I just want it straight out clean. Now you notice I do have the gate on and the reverb. Now the reverb I've chosen, of course, is the Hall. And in here I can do high cuts, low cuts, ratios, levels, the whole 9. And I have actually, interesting enough, when you look at the reverb dial on the amp, it's kind of like you've got delay reverb, spring, or Hall. Well, in here, which is nice, you have the option to have the room and the plate reverb. So you can actually get 2 more different effects, right, out of this. So that's kind of a nice little bonus throw in. So it's kind of like getting some extras there, right, which is kind of nice. But anyways, in the gate, of course, you can mess around with that, whatever. You can do patch names and create patches and fill up your list here, give the library names, that sort of thing. It tells you that you're connected, of course, to the amp, obviously. Now, when you get into something like, you know, the acoustic, there is no presets allowed on the acoustic that are savable via the amp user that I've figured out yet. It's kind of like, well, I guess we can mess with it, or we can't to a certain point. I guess we can. I guess it saves in a different manner, but that part I haven't figured out. But we should be able to manipulate those as well, because obviously the controls are here to do that, right? We just don't have an actual save button, other than maybe, oh, you know what? I wonder if we actually hit one of the buttons. User memory. Yeah, because user memory. So if we want to use one of the user memories as just like one of the other channels, we should be able to do that. So let's do that. So let's put the ACO on number 1. Okay, so now if I go to number 2. if I go to the clean manually, that's going to give that natural overdrive kind of breakup of a tube amp, which is kind of what comes with this. If I go into number 1 preset, I'm ACO. So yes, we can actually take and use the ACO, the bass, and the flat by just putting it into a user bank. So there you go. We both learned something new here. Anyway, so I want to get rid of that. So what I want to do is go clean, and I want my I think I had the 4x10 on this one. Now I'll reprogram that as number 1. So I can go 3, 1. So now I can manually add in that chorus. And if I go back to the ACO, the chorus will stay between switching them. Alright, let's turn that off. Let's go back to clean. So I'm using my Affinity Squire Telecaster for this, and I'm on the bridge pickup right now. I kind of like that sound. But anyways, that's about all there is to this program. It's really not that difficult to use. It's even way easier than Fender Fuse software, which is kind of extinct now anyways, kind of like the dinosaurs, right? Yeah, I'm really liking this THR10 amp. It's doing a really nice job, and the sound out of it, quality-wise, once you start dialing in what you want, it's fabulous. So, you know, do check out my demo and review too on the THR10 as well as the THR30, because I had that amp too. And the one thing that did annoy me about that one was the wireless. Although you have to buy the Line 6 transmitter separately, the receiver is always on. So if you have another wireless system, it may interfere. And it certainly did with my Boss system. It drove me nuts. So I didn't keep that amp for long. But it's too bad that it couldn't be just turned off and left off, because that would have been so much nicer. But anyway, I love this thing though. This thing's fantastic. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. You know, really, there's nothing really to this. Anybody can run this. It's that simple. So anyways, catch you on the next one.